Maombi, mimi najua sisi wengi ni Wakristo. Okay, I can see Kafadha coming. The microphone.
Amina. Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakushukuru sisi sote kwa sababu umetuunganisha na umetufikisha hapa. Tunakushukuru kwa sababu unatupenda kwa upendo usio na methali. Tunajua ya kwamba Baba mwema umetuunganisha hapa kwa ajili ya jambo fulani. Tunakuomba Baba mwema, tukikuomba ruhusa kwamba wewe ndiwe mkuu wa kikao hiki na kwamba umetuunganisha katika kikao hiki cha kanisa ili tupate kukusifu na kukushukuru kwa sababu ya kazi ambazo umetupa. Tunakuomba mwanzo mwema na mwisho mwema, na kisha Baba mwema ukitupa mema ya mbinguni na ya hapa duniani, tutakushukuru katika Kristo Bwana wetu. Amina. Kwa jina la Baba na Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu.
Kwa heshima ya wanachama wetu ambao mwaka huu wametuaga kwa njia yoyote, tusimame zote kwa dakika moja. Asanteni. Dakika moja sio wakati mfupi. So once again, may I welcome you to today's meeting concerning the budget. You know, we can't operate without a budget. So we are preparing for next year. Without a budget, we can do nothing. So that is why we have called you. And we are quite lucky that we ourselves in February were able to hold our meeting before the pandemic. We know the much it has done to us. There are protocols to be observed as stipulated by the medical department. So let us honor that. If we sneeze, what do we do? At what point do we sneeze? Okay, we use our ankles. Okay, that is what I've heard. It is very wonderful. So we are going to do introduction, and then we are going to read those protocols from the CEO. Then from there, I will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. We are going to do introductions, and I also want to take this opportunity to welcome you to this particular meeting. And I want to introduce the board members who are with us today. And I want to start from my immediate right.
Good morning, members. I am Samuel Kuria, Treasurer at our Sacco. Good morning, colleagues. I'm Francis Wanjao, Director at Sacco.
Good morning. My name is Lucas K. Wamwara, Supervisory Board Member.
Good morning. I'm Iwa Joseph, Director.
Good morning, members. I'm David Muridi Jenga, Director.
God is good, and all the time. I'm George Kamau, Director.
James Kiro, Director.
Peter Kuria, Director in the Supervisory Board.
Good morning, operators. Josephine Muridi, Chairperson, Supervisory Board.
Thank you very much. Those are the board members who are here. I am Peter Ngogi, the Honorary Secretary. We have an apology for our Vice Chairman who has been delayed somewhere and is likely to join us very soon. Down there, we have our language interpreter. I hope you can introduce yourself, please. Sign language.
Good morning all. My name's Kamonyere Mudhoi, sign language interpreter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I now want to welcome our CEO, who is going to introduce the staff members with us.
Good morning, members. God is good, and all the time, God is good. I will only introduce the members of staff who are in the dais because of time.
Morning, cooperators. My name is Milka Kimani. I'm the PA to the CEO and also the Administrative Secretary. Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Daniel Ngare, heading the Risk and Compliance Department. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Samuel Kimani. I'm the head of marketing. Most welcome.
Good morning, members. My name is Patrick Jenga. I'm the Deputy CEO and also the Head of Finance. You are most welcome to this meeting.
Good morning, members. I'm Shailan Hussein, the Marketing Manager, Tower Sacco.
Those are the members of staff who are assisting us in the arrangement of this special general meeting. Before maybe we can continue with the introductions, I've been mandated by the chairman that I give you a few issues that we would want you to observe during the conduct of this meeting. Number one is that we have been given limited time by the government. And for us to reach where we are, we had to talk to the government agencies for them to allow us to hold this meeting. I think in the whole Republic, this is the only meeting that I know that has been conducted by a cooperative or a Sacco of a general meeting. It has not been easy, it has not been possible, because as you know, there are certain directives that we have been given. So first is to thank the Director Cooperative, whom we have worked very closely with to ensure that this meeting becomes a success. Through her office, we have been able to contact the Commissioner for Cooperative, who gave a note that we can go ahead with this meeting, but we observe the laid down government guidelines, and especially by the Ministry of Health. All of us are aware, I don't need to repeat that. And what we have been told is that let us continue protecting ourselves. This thing is real, this thing is there, and especially with the second wave, it has become even more serious. So I also want to thank the security agencies, especially the Office of the OCPD and the OCS, and the County Commissioner, who have also given a note that we can continue with this meeting, again, with very, very strict rules that must be observed. This is what we are calling the new normal, and let us accept to observe that. As we continue with our deliberations, is that we have been given 1.5 hours to have conducted this meeting, and we complete. In the past, you know that this ground will be full of people, but we only limited it to 200 people. You know that our quorum is 100 members. But we said, because the government said that we can hold gatherings of about 200, but again they were specific on weddings and funerals. But due to what I have said is that we have been given that permission to conduct this meeting. So with 1.5 hours is that we shall also limit the people who would want to respond to the various reports that we have. But we have also made our reports very, very short and precise to the point. And we only want to conduct the business. And you know the main agenda of our today's meeting is the budget. What has happened is that we were lucky, and we continue thanking God for that, because as the chairman has said, we were able to conduct our AGM in a good time before the COVID struck. Then again, we are also saying that towards the end of the financial year, again, God has been on our side, that we can be able to be seated together and approve our budget. Some of the cooperatives have had a very hard time because they don't even have a budget to operate with. They have been limited to 50% of their budget that was approved the previous year. But for us, it means that we'll be able to pass our budget today, hopefully, and be able to continue with our business. But if January would have found us without this budget, then it means that even our operations next year would have been very much constrained. So we continue thanking God for having guided us well as our Sacco. So please, once we start giving you the reports, let's observe that. The other thing is that please observe social distance. I know it's a long time because we have been separated by this COVID. This is not the best time to hug. This is not the best time to come close to each other. You don't know where I came from. I don't know where you came from. And we are saying that this disease is real. As we are here as brothers and sisters, please, even as you are talking to each other, don't come so close. And you have heard that we have now started losing people in big numbers. And there is a spike of this disease. So let us continue observing our social distance. The other thing is that we have an ambulance on the standby. And in the event that you hear that you have any issues, please don't hesitate to talk to any of our staff and our nurses who are around, so that you can be taken care of. As we were ushering people in, we had some people saying that they should be around very fast because they are sick. We are saying if you are sick, you should be at home, because that is what the protocols say. So if you are sick, you should be at home, not here. So, but just in case it happens to any of us who is here, please don't forget to contact any of our staff and the nurses that we have around. We have also the security people that in the event that you want any assistance on anything, they are also on standby to assist us on some of these things. There will be no other speaker apart from the chairman and the few people that you see seated here, because that is the direction that we have been given, and we shall make the meeting as short as possible. With that, I will return the microphone to Mr. Guge to complete with the introductions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pana CEO. In the interest of time, we shall not introduce you as per regions, but I would request that wale wako upande huu to stand up. Just stretch a bit, stand up. All those people who are here, can we appreciate them? Thank you very much. Be seated. Those on this side, please stand up, stretch a bit. Let's appreciate them. Thank you very much for coming. We really, really appreciate. On my left is the chair who will be conducting this meeting, Mr. Gitundu. And on the other side, we want to really appreciate, we have our chief guest, Madam Veronica Kahora, who will be with us, and I believe that she'll have a word at the end. So thank you, Chairman, for that. I don't know, sorry. Yeah, we also have a cooperative officer. Can you introduce yourself?
Good morning, members. Okay, I'm Mother Wanjiro Nyoro, cooperative officer, or Karao Sub-County.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate her. Thank you, because we want to do it very fast. I want to go direct to the business of the day, and I want to read the notice convening this meeting. To all members of Tower Sacco Society Limited, notice of the special general meeting. This is dated 8th October 2020. Notice is hereby given that a special general meeting for all members will be held on Saturday, which is today, the 24th day of October 2020 at All Kalau Catholic Parish Grounds, All Kalau Town. The meeting starts at 10 a.m. Entry will be allowed to the first 200 members to comply with the Ministry of Health guidelines and protocols. The agenda, reading the notice convening the meeting, Chairman's and President report, 3, year 2021 budget, 4, shares drive, 5, reading and confirmation of the minutes of the special general meeting held on 28th September 2019, and 6, matters arising from the minutes, and number 7, AOP, whose notice must be received in the office 7 days prior to the date of the meeting. Those who will not be able to attend the meeting physically will follow the proceedings through a link that will be shared prior to the date of the meeting. Please note that there will be no lunch for the members attending the meeting. Yours faithfully signed, myself, Peter Ngoge, and a copy to the Father in Charge, All Kalau Catholic Parish, the County Cooperative Commissioner, Nyandarua County, the Sub-County Cooperative Officer, Nyandarua Central, the Sub-County Police Commander, Nyandarua Central, the County Commissioner Administration, Nyandarua County, and the OCS, All Kalau Police Station. At this juncture, Mr. Chairman, I want to confirm that you have not received any AOB. Thank you.
Thank you for reading us into that. As we have heard, is that our meeting is a marathon meeting. We may be forced to leave some things if the time does not allow. So time yourselves. We have started at 10, exactly 10, and you can tell at what time we are going to end the meeting. So let me proceed. Chairman's address and report to the special general meeting held on 24th October 2020. Our chief guest, Director, Cooperative Nyandarua County, Madam Veronica. Dear members, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to welcome you all to our today's special general meeting. We are gathered here today to review and analyze the society's performance for the last 8 months and present to you the budget for the year 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, the team that steered the society for the period under the review comprises, we have heard them, only myself. So the chairman, Getudu John, has introduced himself now. We are going to jump all the rest and we go to page 3. The team is assisted by another 150 members of staff. Dear members, our Sacco has continued pursuing the vision of being accessible, universal Sacco of choice for excellent and vibrant economic growth. Likewise, the Sacco is dedicated on its mission of mobilizing deposits, offering diversified, sustainable financial products and service at competitive rates to uplift the socio-economic status of the members within the Republic of Kenya and beyond. Dear members, as you are all aware, the year has been faced with a lot of challenges ranging from socio-economic spheres as a result of the global pandemic of coronavirus disease, COVID-19. The cooperative movement contributes and controls a remarkable proportion of country's economy, and just like other organizations in the financial sector, the sector was heavily affected by the pandemic. The pandemic had negative impact on businesses, transport, employment, manufacturing, free movements and gatherings, among others. Due to unprecedented occurrences, the performance has negatively been affected. The Sacco activities slowed down since the outbreak of the disease, which has led to low savings and uptake of credit facilities. The period that was really affected was in the month of April to July, but a positive change has been noted from month of August. Despite of all the above, the board of directors and management team have put measures in place to ensure that their performance is not really affected. Dear members, let me highlight the activities that have been undertaken in the last 8 months and review of the society's performance. 1. Membership. At the beginning of this financial year, the membership stood at 105,580 as compared to today 124,097 who had joined by 31st August. The membership has grown by 17% within the past 8 months. I urge all of you to continue sensitizing and educating the general public on importance of saving and being Sacco members. 2. Share capital and member deposits. The share capital members deposit increased from 8,063,082,877 as at 31st 2019 to 10,255,299,823 as at 31st August. This is growth of 1,592,216 and 964 or 18%. I urge all of you to patronize and take advantage of our savings products. Loans. The Sacco has continued to empower the members in uplifting their socio-economic standards by granting a wide range of products ranging from short-term to long-term loan facilities. During the period under review, the Society disbursed loans amounting to 5,119,986,715 compared to 5,321,524,731, which was granted during the same during the same period in year 2019. This reflects a decline of 201,538,016, which is 3.8% decline rate. The total outstanding loans with the members as at 31st August 2020 amounted to 10,787,818 compared to 8,118,118 as at the same period last year. This is a growth of 1,965,620,700 or 22.3% growth. Half-year results. Our chief guest, the board wishes to report on the unaudited half-year result as follows. Turnover, The society realized turnover of 916,127 292 as at 30th June 2020, compared to 695 169 952, which was realized in the same period last year. This reflects growth rate of 31.8%. Surplus. The surplus realized by 30th June 2020 amounted to 682 243 699 compared to 499,310,936 realized in the same period last year. This is a growth of 36.6%. Head office construction project. Dear members, the construction of the head office commenced on March 2019 and scheduled to be completed by end of September 2020. The construction program was interrupted by outbreak of coronavirus disease, whereby the work stopped from the month of March to June 2020. The construction is currently ongoing and the building structure is on 8th floor, which is the last floor. Partitioning has been done in almost all floors, and finishing works like plastering are being done in some floors. The construction work has been estimated to be at 70% completion stage and expected to be completed by the end of March 2021. Mortgage financing. In an effort to broaden our loan products based and with an objective of meeting members' needs, the society has introduced a mortgage loan facility to a number of members own homes at affordable cost. The society is a stakeholder in Kenya Mortgage Refinancing Company, a company that was formed by the government of Kenya with an objective of offering subsidized funding to Saccos and banks that are stakeholders for on-lending to their members and customers to own homes at an affordable cost. The Sacco has bought land in Orokarau, Engineer at Magumu for subdivision into small affordable plots to a number of members own homes in a cheap way. Dear members, with your approval, the Sacco intends to construct a sample of affordable house on the half an acre piece of land in Orokarau town. The land is just opposite Orokarau Secondary School. The sample house will guide the willing buyers on how to come up with low-cost houses to settle their families. Sasara Supervision Report. Dear members, in Sasara Annual Supervision Report for the year 2019, our Sacco was ranked as the fastest growing Sacco nationwide and position 2 in terms of high rate of dividends and rebate payments. We urge you to continue being good ambassadors of our Sacco by recruiting more members and patronage of loan products and services for better performance in future. Conclusion. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, may I take this opportunity to thank you most sincerely for availing yourself to attend our today's special general meeting. Long live Tower Sacco, long live our members. God bless all. Signed, John Gitundu, the chairman. Thank you. Can I now get a proposer? I can see a hand there, here in front. Start and give your names. Thank you. I can see another hand there, red there. Is it red or we can't see very well? Can you start and? Oh, yeah, man. Okay, thank you. Amesoma majina, tumesikia? Naenda kwa microphone.
Enrique Bawangesho, Sacco, membership 46049.
Thank you. So now we can go through the chairman's report. I know you are having it. You may have an area you wanted to ask a question or have an input. So that is your time now. I can see a hand there. Come to the microphone. Today we are going to the microphone.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask why you have divorced me since I retired, because formerly you said me notice for the meeting, but since I retired, you have divorced me when I'm still a member of that Sacco.
I may not know how I have divorced you.
You did not say, I noticed calling me to this meeting, Mr. Chairman. It was not for my board member. I couldn't have attended this important meeting, Mr. Chairman.
I had sent Mr. Kamau, and I know you meet regularly, specifically to you. And he attests the same. Okay, can we continue? Yes?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Bonga George, 7608. I wish to congratulate you on the protocols you have observed. But there is one thing that I would like to comment. Instead of soda, Mr. Chairman, we are living in Corona period. Why can't we have a sanitizer instead of soda? Secondly, Mr. Chairman,
a good challenge, secondly?
It's a good challenge. I'm on page 4.
Page?
Page 4.
Let us go from page to page so that we don't keep on going up and down. Anybody with a question on page 1? Just hold there. Page 2? Page 3? Now we are in page 4 where you are.
So, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I am referring to page 4 where you have written, dear members, with your approval, Sacco intends to contract a sample of affordable houses on behalf of on half-acre. Mr. Chairman, we cannot be able to have half-cooked report. I could have hoped that you had consulted constructor and come up with a report. How much will they cost? Because we cannot approve something that is not, we cannot know the value of it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we are together. You know, authority comes from you, isn't it? There is no way I can start doing things without your authority. So I'm seeking for authority. And now, can I be given that authority so that we are able to go the way he is saying? He proposes. So many I second. Jonathan?
Jonathan 641.
Jonathan, you should stand so that you are seen, like that.
Jonathan Karaja, 3641.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to do what you have told us, okay? There is no way I will start doing things without prior authority from the general meeting. Bwana Mugo.
Mr. Chairman, I have two questions here on that page. My first question is, you have told us in this report that you have bought RAD. Is that money that you're not going to buy that RAD from the subsidiary company or from the Kenya Mortgage Financing Company? That's my first question. My second question, is that sample house going to be a commercial or a residential plot, Mr. Chairman?
Starting with the second one, it will be residential. Going to the first one, what was the question? The rand, okay. Wanna see you had it better than me about that rand. Whether the money is from refinancing or from us. The rand we have bought, sometimes there before, you give us authority to incur costs on the same what we are talking about. The money we have taken quite a time without using. It is the money now we have used a part of it. Perhaps the CEO can remember how much you had given us 150 million for this purpose. And this is the money now we have started using. I don't know the cost, Bonasio, of the rad we have bought in Magumu, engineer here, and whatever we are intending to do further. Have a minute.
Yeah, just as the chairman has explained, is that sometimes back you voted in or you approved an expenditure of 150 million. And we have been doing our research so that whenever we buy land, it would add value to our members. And one of the things that we said is that we are going to look for land within our areas of operations. And to start with, we have bought 3 pieces of land. One is at Engineer, 2 acres, which costed us 3,300,000. The second land, and the one at Engineer is just next to, which hotel is this? Chomazon Hotel, those are who are coming from Engineer. And it is about 100 meters from the Jabine Engineer Road. The second ranch or project is in Orkalau, just next to Moody Hotel. Those of us who know where Moody Hotel is about 500 meters from Moody Hotel on your way to Monyeki. So that is where we have the second ranch. And these were 4 acres at a cost of 10 million. For Moody Hotel, the subdivision has been done. We have got 43 plots in that piece of land, and all the titles are in the office. For Engineer, the subdivision again has been done, and we are waiting for the titles. They are at the completion stage. Then the land ranch is at Magumu. That's flyover. On your way to Thika, the land is on your right-hand side. So it's near the Nakuru-Nairobi highway, and also the Magumu-Nairobi, the Magumu-Thika road. So those are the 3 projects that we have been acquired. The land at Magumu, we have bought it at 22,250,000. We are at the final stage of doing the final cost so that we can now give a price to these plots, and after that, we shall now start releasing these properties to you members. Again, why we are talking about the sample house is because we don't want a RAD that will be bought and we don't develop it. We are toying with the idea whether we are selling plots or we are selling the plot plus a house, whereby a member will come and say that I want to buy this plot. The cost of construction, as Mr. Mogo has requested, it will cost us 2 million, 3 million, like that, and then now we'll be able to tell you the cost. Then out of the Kenya Mortgage Financing Company, we shall be giving you a mortgage loan, which during our special general meeting, we told you that we are members and we shall be refinanced by this company. Whenever we give you that loan, that money is refunded to us. The period has also been extended so that we can give you reasonable time. Even you as members, you may not buy that house for you to live. You may not be the end user, but you can buy that house and rent to somebody else so that you can continue generating more income. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. I think that one is quite clear, isn't it? Yes? Nitawapatia. It is 10 acres. Any other question on page 4? I am told there is already. Can you come out of the tent?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the land in Olkalau.
Names, please.
I'm Eva Wairimo, number 5857. On the Olkalau piece of land, the CEO told us about Mundi Hotel, whereas in your report it is written opposite Olkalau Secondary, whereas those are two different areas.
Okay, I'm going to clear.
Yes.
Where we intend to build a sample house, it is opposite. That is, we are not selling that land, okay? When you go to Mood here, up there, as you are going to Munyeki, because I know you are conversant with the area, that is where the road is. And we are going to put adverts on the road so that everybody sees, and then we are able to apply for loans, or if you have your money, we shall do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please allow me to make a clarification. Allow me to make a clarification on the low-cost affordable houses. The guidance by the government on low-cost affordable house, it should be a house that is not more than 4 million Kenya shillings. So that is what you should note.
To add on that, the 4 million is in Nairobi, Adiperi, urban. So the other areas, it is 3 million and below. So wherever you want to build, we are still going to do it. I know the issue of rat. People are so much interested, and we are going to do it. Also, you can inform us where the rat is, especially near the towns, but don't become a broker. We are not dealing with brokers, please. Even ourselves, we are not what? I want to sell that rad which is right here, and I can see a lot of houses coming up there at the least price, okay? We only want to buy, and then if there is cost element, margin, interest, because we must achieve what the government wants and what our people need.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, for bothering you with the questions, but I came here to be enlightened.
Yeah, and I'm going to limit the number of, because of the time.
I apologize for that, Mr. Chairman. And I want to ask whether the preference of buying these plots will be given to members, or it is going to be open to all to non-members, Mr. Chairman, because we would like it to be for members only, Mr. Chairman.
The government wants all, but I can't fail to remember my men. I think I am starting with the members first, isn't it? Who knows better than anybody else? Are you not the members who are here? Yes, you go and tell the other members if you are ready. Set yourself, because in 2-3 weeks' time, mtaona those adverts. I'm on page 5. Okay. Remember my time.
Thank you very much. Macharia Kahendu, 6798 member. I'm particularly interested with the performance of the Sacco during that very difficult period. There was even decline in loan uptake, but I can see that we have realized a positive growth even when we had low loan uptake. Probably, can you probably explain to us the reason, what generated the surplus, even when we had low loan uptake? Thank you.
I think that is CEO's question or finance person.
Thank you very much. That's a very good observation. And one of the things that I want to assure the members is that there is no cause for alarm, despite the difficulties that we have gone through. And that is why in the past, we have always requested you to support us. Remember, for the 5th year running, we have been voted as the fastest growing Sacco. That means our asset base has been growing very well and at a terrific speed. Of course, with the prudent management and mitigating all the risks that that come with this management of these assets. You realize that despite the slight sluggish in the growth of the loan book, you have already the existing loans, which towards the end of our last concluded financial year, we reported a figure of 9.3 billion, if my memory does not fail me. And it is out of those loans that we continue generating more income. So what we have been fighting for during this period is to sustain what we gave in the previous years, so that as the existing loans continue being serviced, we are also saying that our loan book does not go down. That is why you find out of the growth that we have been realizing the other years and the big asset base that we have, it is still being able to generate more income. Our only worry is that out of the COVID, as the chairman deposit says, is that even in terms of performance, in terms of loan repayments and all that, there has been some sluggishness. Because some businesses were affected, those that are in the civil service, we are lucky because our salaries have been continued to be paid. But remember, we are also dealing with the members of the public whose business were seriously affected, especially the hospitality industry and the schools, the private schools especially. And that is the only area that now we are trying to address to ensure that we come back. Why are we not granting loans? Remember, when schools were stopped, I would have expected that in the month of April, because in the first quarter you don't come for a lot of school fees loans, because that's the time that I pay dividends. But the second quarter, I would have expected a lot of influx in the members asking for school fees loans. Again, this did not happen. We are now in the third quarter. Again, it did not happen because we only have a few of our pupils and students going back to class. But what we can assure you, the kind of income that you see us reporting is as a result of the big balance sheet or the strong balance sheet that we have in terms of the loan book. And I have always told you in the past that the biggest asset in our balance sheet is the loan book. So that is what is generating this income. Not the loans that we are giving in the course of the year, but the old loans that stands in our balance sheet. Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation. One member, I think I'm only going to give one more person. Only one, those that have not asked. If I don't find any other word to be in Mwanamugo, I give you that chance. Now it is 10:47. I must keep on reminding him. Mwanamugo can continue.
Okay, me, I want to appreciate the board and the staff for making our Sacco to become the fastest growing in Kenya, and also becoming position 2 in terms of dividends. Thank the board and the staff, and I ask the members, I request the members to stand up. We clap for the board and the staff. Our members, please, I request the beginning letter.
Can you do what Muga says?
Let's stand up and give them a clap. Not like that. Members, let's do hands like that. Take a mark over. We drop.
Thank you.
Again for the staff. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So I'm on page 5. Congratulations for remembering us. If no more question, it is time. Bogua. You know I'm following time, eh? The chairman is on around 15 minutes. And we want to finish the agenda of the day.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. We are minding about time. Don't worry, we shall protect you. We are here to protect you, you protect us. The meeting will end by somewhere 11:30. But there's one thing, Mr. Chairman, I would like to comment on your report. We have noted on the current issues, there is this issue on 2-third rules with the Parliament. We hear that the President is being advised to resolve the Parliament. If I look at the Board of Directors, Mr. Chairman, we don't have any gender balance. Is it affecting you as the cooperator, or is it affecting the other Saccos? Or if it affects, which is the way forward, Mr. Chairman? Thank you very kindly.
It is a good question, and it is a question that troubles the whole world, not Kenya, not our Sacco, and so on. We shall follow what the government is doing because they are our seniors, and then we look into it. And with us, you know, we are very independent. We allow elections to take place, and I always urge the ladies also to come out. We are no longer going to remain the housewives. No, Kenya is being taken. If you say that now, come to the employment. 3/4 are ladies in employment, and they are not my friends. It's only that they are the ones that are qualifying. And when these young men come, they do the info faster than, and then I tell them, go home, and I'm left with whom? That is nature. So it is time for the treasurer to take us to the next level. What a treasurer. So it is delegated one finance manager. You know, it is the work of the Nani to present there. So there we are.
So thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you very much, Chairman. So I'll take you through the budget for the next financial year. We turn to page 6, where we have the income and expenditure budget. Page 6. We have the actual column. So that is the actual performance as at end of August. Then we have the budget for year 2020, we have compared, and then we have the budget for year 2021. At the entrance fee, we have a budget of 15 million. Interest on members' loans, 2 billion, 215 million. Interest on bank deposits, we have a budget of 60 million. Dividend from investment, we have a budget of 8,500,000. Account maintenance fee, we have a budget of 21,920,000. Commission on salary processing, 18,350,000. Commission on dividend processing, 19,050,000. Service charge, 26,070,000. FOSA/ATM card charges and checkbooks, we have a budget of 4,860,000. M-Pesa commission, 3,720,000. ATM service charge, we have a budget of 3,590,000. M-Banking commission, 23,320,000. Sacco agency commission, that's 2,040,000. Other fees and commissions, we have a budget of 7,930,000. And the income that we expect to get in the next financial year is amounting to 2,459,350,000. The budget for this year was 2,152,915,000, and the actual income that we have realized for the past 8 months is amounting to 1,263,408,819. So that is the income budget for the next financial year, compared with this year's budget, and also compared with the actual performance as at end of August. So you can turn to page 7. where we have the expenditure budget, and we start with the staff cost. Under staff cost, we have what we have incurred for the past 8 months, then compared with the whole budget for this year, and then the projected estimates for the next financial year. Under salaries and wages, we have a budget of 205 million. Travel and subsistence, we have a budget of 8,500,000. Casual labor expenses, we have a budget of 4,040,000. NSSF, 506,000. Education and seminars, 15,030,000. Medical allowance, 6,500,000. Leave allowance, 4,895,000. Insurance, 3,850,000. Staff welfare, 4,965,000. And the total budget for the staff cost is amounting to 253,286,000. And this year, the budget was 209,811,200. So the increase is as a result of increase in number of staff, and also we intend to increase branches and set rates. So that's why you can see there's an increase from 209 to 253. The actual cost that we have incurred under staff cost for the past 8 months is amounting to 19,063,250. We proceed with expenditure. We go to governance cost. We go to sitting allowance. We have a budget of 2.9 million. Traveling and subsistence, 8,400,000. Medical and insurance cover, 2,500,000. Training and seminars, 5,200,000. Inspection and monitoring, 7,600,000. General meetings, 4,200,000. Sacco affiliation, 4 million. So the total governance cost is amounting to 41,200,000. The budget for this year was at 8,900,000. The cost that we have incurred for the past 8 months is 15,356,094 shillings. We proceed to page number 8, where we have operating stroke administrative cost. We have electricity, water and fuel. We have a budget of 6.2 million. Printing and stationery, 11.9 million. Telephone and postage, 2.9 million. Data management, 3 million. Portraits and rent, 17,450,000. Repair service and maintenance of office equipment and machines, 4,800,000. Repair service and maintenance of office building and generators, 9 million. Legal fees, 3,500,000. Audit and supervision, 1 million. Research and feasibility study, 5 million. Provision for depreciation, 85 million, 53,521. Security, 28 million. Subscriptions and licenses, 12,200,000. Marketing, public relations, and advertisement, 40 million. Strategic plan, monitoring and review, 6 million. Motor vehicle running expenses, 3,800,000. System security audit, 2 million. Provision, office expenses, 2,500,000. Provision for contingency, 3 million. So the total budget for operating cost is amounting to 247,303,521. The budget for this year was 188,239,827. So the increase is as a result of growth. The cost that we have incurred for the past 8 months is amounting to 121,703,419. We turn to page 9, where we have the financial cost. Under financial cost, we have bank charges, fees and commissions. We have a budget of 610,000. Interest on bank loan, we have a budget of 15 million. Just in case we get a loan from Kenya Mortgage Refinancing Company, we have put a provision of interest on bank loan, but at the moment we don't have any external borrowing. General insurance, we have a budget of 7,500,000. Sacco agency commissions, we have a budget of 29 million. Income tax, that's 2 million. Interest expenses, 30,400,000. So the financial cost budget is amounting to 2,510,000. The budget for this year was 114,680,000. And the cost that we have incurred under that vote head amounts to 54,198,316 for the past 8 months. So we go to the summary down there, whereby we have the total income and the total expenditure. If you less the expenditure from the income, you get a surplus of 1,785,050,479. This is the budget for the next financial year. The budget for this year, surplus, is 1,601,283,973. And the surplus that we have earned for the past 8 months is amounting to 953,087,740. So we go to, that is the income and expenditure budget. We go to page 10, whereby we have the cash budget. The cash budget has the cash inflows and the cash outflow. And the cash that we intend to get in the next financial year is amounting to 16 billion. So those figures that you can see there have been gotten from the income budget. So we intend to get 16,993,350,000. So that is the cash that we expect to get in the next financial year. We go to page number 11. I'm concentrating on the last quarter. So we have split that budget into quarters. So just check on the last column. Under cash outflow, we intend to have a cash outflow of 16,904,232,175. So if you get the opening cash balance, you add the inflows, you less the outflow, we intend to close with a cash equivalent of 1,112,794,563. So that shows the cash that we shall collect and how we shall spend the money. So that is the cash budget. Page number 12, we have the depreciation schedule, whereby you can be able to see our fixed assets, the opening balances, the additions that we intend to have in the next financial year, then the depreciation rate, the depreciation 85,053,521, and then we intend to close with fixed assets amounting to 447,263,109. So we go to page number 13, where we have the capital budget. There are some capital items that we intend to procure in the next financial year. And number one, we have the existing branches. They require computer equipment amounting to 8,270,000. Office furniture amounting to 6,321,025 shillings. Office equipment amounting to 3,250,000. Generator set amounting to 1,200,000. ICT enhancement 11,098,600. So the existing branches require capital items amounting to 30,139,625. Then we intend to have a branch in Nanyuki, and this branch requires renovations amounting to 3 million. Computer equipment for that branch, 1,193,000. Office furniture, 1,104,575. Office equipment amounting to 3,960,000. Generator set amounting to 1,200,000. So that branch requires a capital expenditure of and the required innovations amounting to 4.5 million. This is for the 3 satellites combined. Computer equipment amounting to 1,464,000. Office furniture amounting to 1,539,975. Office equipment amounting to 5,835,000. Generator set amounting to 1,050,000. So the three satellites will require 14,388,975. So the total capital expenditure amounts to 54,986,175. So that is the end of the budget. We had the income and expenditure budget, the cash budget, and the capital budget for the next financial year. So back to you, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you for taking us through the budgets. I know there are some people who are following us through the rink. I don't know who is dealing with them. Wherever you are, make sure that they are with us. They are, okay. If they have questions, they can also be referred to the chairman. Now, I'm looking for proposer and seconder. I'm hoping you have not done it there before. Yes? Stephen Gitao? That the two we have been told. Over there. Okay, thank you. Hakusikia, sema kwa nguvu. Good. Sasa umesikika. So can we go through the budget? I know you have been having it. I know you have marked where you want a question answered or a compliment.
Mr. Chairman, through you, I'd like to thank our CEO for operating for 1 month without the budget, because we normally meet on September, sometimes on 23rd, but we have been able to do without budget. So there is one clarification I wish to be made clear. One, on account maintenance fee. How much do you charge to maintain your account? Secondly, Mr. Chairman, a simple comment. I'm referring on page 7. Mr. Chairman, we met last year and we approved a budget of whatever we approved. Let's take a look for the lunch, where we have lunch. General meetings. We normally have 2 meetings, one in February, another one in September, which we approved in last year, Mr. Chairman. If you look at the figure we approved for 3.4 M, which I assume, according to my simple mathematics, we used 1.7 in February. So I'm assuming as per now, Mr. Chairman, kindly, if you allow me to comment, we have 1.7 M pending, and you have told us there is no lunch. Mr. Chairman, we have 200 members who are attending.
Okay, thank you.
It will be very unfair, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, some members are following us through the rink. They are doing their own things. Mr. Chairman, it would be very unfair for these members who are seated here, 200 members. If you do simple mathematics, 200 multiplied by 500 should be 100 million. Suppose we make it 1,000. Those are 200,000. We cannot be able to finish the kitty, which was meant for the lunch, for the meeting. Thank you.
Starting with the last one. It's not that we don't want to give the lunch and the budget is there, but the protocols. So I don't know what to do with them. I wish the people who call themselves Ministry of Health do allow that. Even myself, I'm going to go hungry, and yet I know that money is there. The problem is protocol, it's not us. And then that is why we had to say so.
Mr. Chairman, I have a comment.
We have never used money. There is something else you said, excuse me, about the budget, running for a month without a budget. The budget now we are bringing in is to cover from 1st January to December 2021. So I'm using the budget you gave me last year, which I started 1st January, and it is going to end at 31st December of this year. So there is nowhere we are running without the budget. Yes, Mwanamugo? Na wengine ambao wanataka kuongea musika mmejificha sana, hamuonekani vizuri kwa ndani.
Mr. Chairman, I have a comment there. These members who are here, Mr. Chairman, they have sacrificed a lot to come to this meeting. I just want to give an example. Myself, I've attended a meeting without fuel for over 20 years. So, Mr. Chairman, don't tell me that these members who are seated here, they left their time at home to come to this meeting, and you have to go home without something in the stomach when the most of the members are in their homes doing their own work, Mr. Chairman. It's very unfair, Mr. Chairman.
I agree, because I'm also in the same food, and I have that sacrifice. So, I wish, you know we are living in new normal. I would not like to hold money, knowing very well where it is supposed to be. Okay? And we have our own protocols the way we go. But before I put anything else, Bonasio.
Hard times calls for hard decisions. A minute. Hard times calls for hard decisions. If we start comparing ourselves with those people who are at home, and when I made my opening remarks, I said it is the guidance that we have been given that we have restricted people from coming. That is number one. Number two, if you have been following it very clearly, the issue of buffet, where food is lined up and people continue taking their food, that has been refused by the Ministry of Health. Point number three, as we continue comparing ourselves, that the others are not sacrificing. I tell you, if you can get the numbers of people following this meeting online, you'll be surprised. The other point, even as you say that you will not be getting lunch, I have also given you a basket, which the other person who is at home will also not get that basket. Listen, so what we are saying is, the money that will remain here that will not be utilized, the same money is what now maybe will increase your dividends come the end of the year. So let us not compare ourselves. And in the past, in the same meeting we have said, and we passed and said, there will be no giving out cash. And we have experience where those circles that have been given cash, people come to attend the meetings, they get money and then they disappear. And you find people coming in thousands to get that money. So please let us at least understand that this is a new normal, and let us deal with the most serious things, especially on this budget, other than this issue of lunch. Today we may miss that lunch, but tomorrow once things improve, we shall be able to give you lunch. So please let us concentrate on the most important things. I'm not saying that stomach is not important, because that is why we're here, that is why we work. But for today and tomorrow, when we have this pandemic, please let us understand the situation.
Thank you, Bonasio, for what you have told us. I think it's not normal for us to go the way we are going. Okay, you have a question?
Yeah, I want to dwell on two questions.
Go there. Go the mic. Go where the mic is, please. We can't hear you when you are there. So first name?
My name is Jenny Okoth. My name is Jojo Koth. I'm a member of 51817. Now my first question, I'm forwarding to the chairman, because during the pandemic, corona pandemic, the local companies were affected. And you said pretty well that all the members, all the companies affected should forward their request to the Sacco for the deductions to be held or any other financial assistance. But after that, the way you are recovering that money after resuming on duty, it was not fair at all. Because instead of recovering the money bit by bit until you recover the whole amount, you went straight to the members' shares and you deducted everything at a go. Secondly, is on what happened today. You see here, we are not here to cheat anybody, because these are members who have come, and it is very strange for us to see that today we have come here, there is no lunch. You are telling us that there is no queuing. What have we been doing there? People have been queuing there looking for I don't know, baskets, and getting t-shirts. Now if you come and tell us that you have substituted the lunch for what is in the bag, if we consider that cost, it is even lesser than what we are supposed to get here. Because there is a t-shirt. Not that I'm not appreciative, I'm just appreciative. Yeah, so you have to consider what to do for us today.
Okay. With the second one, I've already considered, and the answer has been given. There is the issue of deductions. How did it go?
Thank you very much. The first question is very valid, because you see, when this pandemic came, everybody was in a state of confusion. Some of us had to withdraw and go home. But when you were told that this condition is going to remain with us for some time, then we had to re-strategize. Let me tell you that running a financial institution is not easy the way you may think. And at times we have to take very hard decisions also. Like what the member has said, to some extent is true. And during the first months, April, May there, we requested people to forward their request on how they would want us to give them time on how to reorganize themselves and continue paying these loans. You remember some of us lost employment, that is a fact. What I would say is that if the member was affected, let him visit our office. I shall listen to his case and we shall see what to do. Remember, even as he talks of the shares acts as one of the collaterals or securities for your loan. So you can imagine that I'm going to write the guarantors letters before I touch on your letters. But because we are saying this has been brought about by the conditions that we are experiencing currently, we are saying that we can listen to the case. And those of you who have approached us, and we have made an arrangement on how to continue servicing their own. We have even accepted rescheduling their loans. So let the members who have been affected approach us on an individual basis, because this one we cannot give a blanket. Because by the end of the day, we are only 2 months away from the close of the financial year. Again, we shall be seated here asking for our dividends. And the question that was asked by Kahendu, what are we doing to ensure that we continue managing the society well and also to realize some profits? So approach us separately, those who have been affected, and we shall listen to your client.
Let me now go the way we are supposed, the order, give direction of the order. On the budget, we are on page 6. Any question of the same? I'm on the budget. And I'm not going to give only a few, because time is almost gone. Okay, Nani?
Mr. Chairman.
Page 6.
I'm not dwelling on this issue of lunch because I have seen you consulting our Honorable Secretary and the Treasurer. Maybe it can be done through M-Pesa. It is very much in order. But
I'm on page 6.
There is one question which has been overlooked because of the issue of lunch. I asked.
Page 6.
I asked, Mr. Chairman, I asked for clarification on how much do you charge on account maintenance.
Okay, thank you.
It was overtaken by the issue of lunch, which I know you will resolve in your own ways. Thank you.
Yeah, we are sorry on that. That's why we are saying that let us deal on more real issues than new. But allow me also to say that we are also receiving comments from the people who are following us online. And one of the members has said, this is Mahida Moffat, members attending should know we are following meeting online and using data bundles. Thank you. This Douglas question comes from page 6. Page 6, and he is on account maintenance fee. We normally charge 50 shillings for every account that has transacted in a particular month. But if you don't transact, we don't charge you any account maintenance fee. What it means is that if, for example, there's money that has passed through that account, either withdrawal or deposit, we shall charge you account maintenance fee. But if you have not transacted during that particular month, and you had maybe 10,000 in your account, you'll find your money intact by the opening balance of the following month.
Okay, thank you for that answer. Those that are in on-ring can continue making their comments or ask questions. We are going to answer them. I'm on page 7. Page 6. Somebody had a hand there. Page 6.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mogore Karumba, 61997. My question is on Sacco Agency Commission. My question is, why do we find, okay, I was denied the machine. I was told that it is not being given more than one in one shopping center. But now I find there are even more than one in other shopping center. Why is it that we are not given in other shopping center? It's only one. Thank you.
Okay. I may not be aware of the review, but Bonasio, that is a genuine question. If you have it, make sure you contact them. Mugore Karumba. From which town? Kongovi. Okay. The area rep is here. Make sure umekalia kwa shingo. Page 7. Page 7. Page 7. I have to remit. If I'm going to observe this. Yes. Say it very quickly, Bonomo.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have a comment here on members' education. My comments as follows, Mr. Chairman.
We are on
page 7. Members' education. Mr. Chairman, I request your board to conduct the same, not on school days, but on a Saturday. Because sometimes there's a time we came to Guinea, we had a zonal meeting, you talked to us briefly. So, Mr. Chairman, I request your board to hold the same on a Saturday, whenever everybody is free.
Noted.
The other comment, Mr. Chairman, in members' education, I would like you to go to some areas. I was in Nairobi. I was trying to recruit some people in Nairobi somewhere. They told me they know nothing about Sacco. Mr. Chairman, I have a son in Naivasha. He's teaching Mubuka Primary School. And in his school, there are about 7 teachers. Only 3 teachers who are members of Sacco. So, Mr. Chairman, I request you to hold a members' education in Naivasha. Mr. Chairman.
We are holding as many and it is good that you have told us that you also direct us to know where we are going wrong to correct ourselves. I'm on page 7.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I appreciate all you have done.
Names?
Kenyaju Simon, 7262. My concern is you want us to pass the budget of 2.9 million on seating allowance for the members. And yet, you don't want us to have a share of lunch. What if we decline to pass the budget of 2.9 million because of the pandemic of corona? Thank you.
We shall be only killing the society because it's not for eating that we pass this one, okay? It is for working of the society. Page 8. Page 9. Page 10. Also, those are with the link should find out whether there are questions being asked on the same. In page 11. Page? In page 11. 12. He is talking about page 13. Page 13. Page 12. Over there. I'm going to look for the very new people who are new faces. Mzee Baidi Bogwa, nitakupatia.
Chairman. Joel Mogwe, 7716.
Page
13.
13.
I have seen there's proposed 3 satellites.
Okay.
I wish to know where they are located.
Okay.
And I don't know whether I'm going first to see it so that I can hear, so that I can add whatever I want to say.
The 3 satellites, one is at Maimahio to support Narok. The other one is at Magumu, the place now we are calling Sokompia. That one has been there for a very long time. The third one is Gorika to support Miragine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thought that we had one in Engineer at a place called Wero. Because those people who are there, in fact, they are having so many problems. Because they can commute to Engineer or Jabini or Koharaka. And one uses 200 shillings to go and to go back 200 shillings. So you see that person spends almost 40 shillings. Okay. So I thought where was considered.
In the future, because we gave them Murugaro the other day, isn't it? Murugaro is there, okay? So we don't just go that way. We wait to see what is happening in the other region. And we have also Naivasha across. And also, we are taking agencies. We are still continuing with the agencies that Bona CEO, with the agencies. How much money are you collecting within a month?
In the month of September, through the agencies, we have collected 128 million with a traffic of over 30,000 members going there. And to be specific about Wero, there is an agency there that is doing very well. But however, we have noted your concern and we shall see what to do.
Also, I have another question also on that page. In the existing branches, you know that there's one generator that is costing 1.2. Now, apparently, kuna generator set, stability satellites costing 1.05. What's the difference there, Mr. Chairman?
The difference is that in satellites, we don't use very big machines. But if you come to large branches like the Nini, like our headquarters here, you find that we use very big machines. That is only the difference.
Please, for clarification, The 1.2 generator are the big generators, just as the chairman have said. These are about 15 kVA generator. For the 1.050, these are the 3 generators, smaller in size, to support our satellite offices.
Yes, there was somebody here. Not you, Bogwa. Themselves.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and everybody. Hi. Here, somebody has accounts taken over.
Names?
Somebody said, okay, Henry Kunga, 2068. That's a Kikuyu saying that goes by the following words. A falling tree cannot affect somebody who is not there. And then there's this, that there are some debates
No,
that it is...
on what page, so that I am able to follow?
Page 13.
Uh-huh.
I would like maybe for the general information of what can I do or not do in a satellite, I can do in a branch. What can I do in a satellite? What can I do in a satellite?
Okay, I've gotten your question.
Thank you.
Wanna see you.
Yes, a satellite is not like a branch. When we say that you have a fully-fledged branch, number one are the structures, because a branch is led by a branch manager. And when you have a branch manager, it means that you can get all the services there. But in our satellites, what we normally do, the 3 key areas, is member onboarding, cash deposits and withdrawals, and dropping of your form, loan application forms and any other document. And then they have to be referred to the nearest branch. So you may not get all the services in a satellite that you would get in a branch. Because even the staff that we have there, some of them have no even the rights to appraise and process loans at the satellite level. They have to be referred to the nearest branch.
Thank you. So you are told it is extension of the branch for a few services that do not really need to be at the branch. Let me first look for other hearts. Bonamugo, see yours. Bogo kalia hapo, kalia hiyo kiti.
Now, Mr. Chairman, I have a comment here on the branches. Mr. Chairman, we have opened so many branches now, and secretarial branches. Now, to us members, are these branches and secretarial offices making money or not? My opinion, Mr. Chairman, and my appeal to the board, why don't we nurture the existing branches for at least 5 years to see whether they are making profit or not? The CEO, I quote his words, he has been telling us that we are doing business and we are in business. Why are we opening so many branches like another Sacco, national Sacco, which opened so many branches all over Kenya and it went harder? Mr. Chairman.
Good question. I've gotten it. If you go to our budget today, and being experienced members, we have said that our budget today, income, we expect it at 2.459 billion, isn't it? It was not possible when we had only Orokarao as a branch, okay? So we are growing. We are trying to reach those people we could not reach, and to give them the services. You remember, you come from a Betty farm. The time you are crying, can we be brought services closer to us? When engineer came up, we ran to something else. We went to Daragwa. Then we started so many branch satellites. Already they have made themselves branches. They are the ones that are producing whatever we have, or the money we are getting. It is through this. Today you have talked about Nairobi, that people need to know the Tower Sacco there, isn't it? They need to be members. If you tell that person that the service they would get is only from kwa haraka or engineer, surely they will not have it. So the demand is the ones that are taking us to the places we are going. I think I've answered yours, Bwana. No. I have not. No. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Yeah, it is a question now. 5 minutes past.
Maybe, Mr. Chairman, I'll take about a half minute.
Okay.
Looking at page 13, we have talked about existing branches. Whereby you have said you are going to purchase computer equipment, 8,000 plus, some money there. Office furniture, 6,000. Office equipment, 6,000. Around 3,000. Mr. Chairman, if I understand well, a branch should have its own set before it was opened. Look at the budget that we have there. We have not seen anywhere where you have factored disposal of the equipment which were there, then you replenish.
Okay, thank you. I've heard you. Just tell me before you sit down, eh? Ulikuwa kijana, si ndio? Ukanunua kitanda ile ilikuwa ya spring. Ndio unatumia sasa? Haya. Ndio mambo inaendelea. Zinaendelea sikivujika zingine. Okay? We have to upgrade. Even you yourself, you upgraded your spring. Ile ulikuwa unaenda chini, sasa uko kwa bao. Sasa tunaleta bao. Tuendelee.
How do we upgrade, Mr. Chairman?
By buying new ones. When those ones are broken.
The other ones should be disposed.
They are disposed.
Okay.
Yes. Now I want the proposal, please, to the budget. Passing of the budget, proposal and seconder, so that it is okay.
Tabitha Zhao, number 879, propose the budget.
You stand up so that they can see. Oh. Now we can continue with the next agenda. I'm on page 14. Shares a drive report to the agenda number 4. Shares drive report to the special general meeting held on 4th October 2020. That is agenda number 4. Preamble. Dear members, shares drive is a method of raising or funding an organization's core capital by according new and existing shareholders an opportunity to procure the organization's shares for the purpose of creating a firm financial foundation for the organization. The Sacco held its first shares drive in the year 2015, where it anticipated to raise 120 million. The drive was successful and the whole amount was subscribed within a short period. The society's share capital stands at 568.3 million shillings. Purpose. The Sacco intends to raise an additional capital to support the expansion and growth programs. Some of the growth and expansion programs include, but not limited to, 1. Support new products that have been developed by the Sacco. 2. Branch expansion. 3. Improvement of alternative banking channels. Benefits. The members that will purchase the shares will start to benefit from the profits or surplus generated by Sacco at the prevailing rate of 20% per annum. You have ownership of Sacco now and in future. The Sacco has maintained an upward trajectory growth and has been able to sustain a dividend payment of 20% for the last 5 years. Funding. The Sacco intends to raise 500 million shillings, which will make the Sacco to have a share capital of over 1 billion. The options available to the members to enable them purchase the shares are as follows. 1. Cash deposit. 2. Loan application. 3. Surrender of year 2020 dividends and rebates. Please note that the non-withdrawable deposits can't be converted to purpose of purchase of shares. Trading period. The shares shall be traded over the counter at any of our branches, also satellites. The shares will be floated to Tower Sacco members with effect from 1st November, and the sale closes on 31st January 2020. All members who will have purchased the shares will qualify for the year 2021 dividends, and no consideration will be done for the financial year 2020. Please note that the sale will be on first come, first served basis, and anybody coming after we have raised the total amount required shall not be considered. Ownership and transfer of shares. The ownership of the shares is deemed to be the right of the applying member, and she has the obligation to sell and transfer the shares to a fully paid up member of Tower Sacco at agreed market price determined by the Sacco from time to time. The shares can also be transferred to an appointed beneficiary or from one generation to another as directed by the shareholder. Conclusion. Dear members, the sale of the shares has been promoted by the Sacco expansion programs and the high demands of the shares by the members. Therefore, I invite all of you to come out in large numbers and subscribe to the shares. In the event that the shares will be over-subscribed, then the board will allocate the shares on pro rata basis, and those who do not qualify will get the refunds of their deposited money for the purchase of the shares. Thank you. God bless you. Gituri John. So I've read about buying of shares. It's not something new. We had it the other time, and people have now been crying. When will you sell others? Can I have now a proposal so we know that you either you want us to sell or not to sell? Are they ready there? This side, any hand, or you don't want? Kura chini, kura nyuma. Mwenye kofia. Sema kwa Mungu atukusikii, kuja karibu na hii mic.
Agreed. Wachaga Munyeki, number 4963.
Haya. It has been proposed at the second. Yes? Uliza. Hapana, kuna mic.
moja 561 ni bei nataka kuuliza ya share, kwa maana ya mbele ilikuwa tunauziwa 100
kwa sababu Mike tunakataa.
Bei ya share kwa maana ya mbele ilikuwa tunauziwa shilingi 100 kwa moja share moja. Sasa wakati huu, wakati wa pili tunauziwa namna gani?
Ninaona uko na answer. Ulinunua 100, si ndio, kwa share? Hata hii ni hivyo tu. 100 kwa share.
Sawa.
Na unajua nimekurudishia mwita yote ile. Sasa wewe ni faida tu unakula. Unajua wakati huo mwingine ulikimbia sana ukanunua nyingi kama mimi. Zerede? Haraka naiba masaa ya serikali ya.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Rose Karema, H003. The other time, when we were buying the shares, we had the officials going around educating the members on what the shares are, the benefits, and the rest. And I witnessed that they had a very hard time because most of our members do not understand what these shares are. So I have this special request. I don't know how possible it will be, whether you are going to educate the members through the social media, through any other means, so that they get to know what exactly the shares are and how beneficial they are. The other thing, we have the newly employed teachers, the young teachers, if I may call them young, even if they are not all that young, because the government had denied them opportunity to work. These are the teachers who are going to face a lot of problems if you people, you don't talk to them. They are the people who are fighting Saccos. They are the people who are going to fight even this share buying of whatever. So kindly, we have seen you have a budget for education. Kindly reach them, educate them, because we don't want to bury them poor.
Okay. Exactly, not only the teachers, everybody is going to get the education. That exactly we have it, and you are ready with it. You saw that time we had books, and we are also going to print those books. I remember that ignorance. 1980, Barclays Bank was selling shares, and we were told to buy. I gave myself an excuse. That money, it was 1,600. It was possible to buy a cow. I said I better go and buy a cow. I did not buy the cow, nor did I buy the shares. Today, those who want to go like me, that time they will go out that way. But those with the knowledge will buy. But we are going to give education through media, visiting almost all the regions where we are, to try to educate people so that they understand and they're willing will buy. I wish you know how much that Mzee who was there is getting, because he did not ignore. I'm on this side.
Thank you very much. Member 6798. Still on the same. Number one, we have probably breached the procedure. There would have been adoption of the agenda for us to be able to discuss it, and then for us to propose it at the end. So we have not done so. Number two.
I did not ask for the proposal.
Number two, I'm talking of now buying and selling of shares. Let the Sacco, the management, be specific. Some support new products that have been developed by the Sacco. Let us be specific. We are quite a number of us are teachers. When we say specific, what are these programs that we are financing? Previously, for the first one, we knew our asset base vis-a-vis the other the amount of money that we were dealing with, it could not be able to sustain the adequate, we were not adequate in the capital. That was the reason. Now here, and that moved us to selling, buying shares so that we can make it have a strong standing, and it did. Now, what about now? What are these new programs? What are these branches that we are expanding? And now the members have started fearing that we are probably overgrowing. There is that statement said by my friend, by the cooperator, Mr. Mugo, about growing. So, and improvement of alternative banking channels. Can we be specific? What are we actually talking about? So that now we can be able to give you more money
it is
to
going
do
to be
that.
answered the way you want. There is the issue of the growth. And formerly, as you are saying, we had the remits. But today we found that everybody has need of the society at different needs. There was a time Saccos were having particular type of members, but today we have different ones. Today we have brought in issues of trade, and everybody is a trader. There are those that are going for a rat, there are those that are going for building. So they have to be catered for all of us. As now the CEO or his deputy tells us those other channels and so on. Let us know that we have expanded. No longer do we rely today on people of payslip only. For example, we have a Mapato loan. What do we rely on? Dividends are the rebates, isn't it? That is a new product, okay? We need to extend also the time of giving that one. So we need to mobilize a lot of money to meet the challenges that are coming in. There is also that issue of somebody overgrowing. And we have examples. There is growing and overgrowing when you are not growing. There is no way you will tell people that you are growing and you are not mobilizing the money for on-reading. That you have made your Sacco to be an agent of a bank. When the CEO stood here, he said, we don't have, no, the deputy was reading, we don't have a loan from anybody else. We don't have any loan with any other institution. What we have is what is ours. And that is what we are trying to look for. Those other people, utakuta mtu chairman kama mimi anasimama hapa, anakuambia, unajua mimi, anagusa court, anakuambia, I have borrowed 5 billion from so and so. That is not growth. When you rely only on borrowing, that is not growth. Ours is the real growth because money is ours. I've been even taken to good hotels by those banks trying to maintain Sacco with them. Why? Not, they even come to them, can you read me? So that is it. And we want to make money for our people. Wanna see you?
Thank you. Number one, let us not start comparing ourselves with others. And I don't know what is in human mind that you only look at the negative side of things, but you never look at the positive sides of things. I want to give you a small analogy. When was Equity Bank started? 1985. What is the customer base in Equity to date? Over 8 million. When was Sacco started? 1976. What is your membership base? 120 out of the many efforts that we are trying to make. Please, let us remain focused. Let us not start doubting ourselves. You look at the way we have managed this Sacco all the years, is that you have two major meetings in a year. The annual general meeting and the special general meeting. And we bring you together so that you can give us ideas. And we tell you that even our work, when you see us seated here, is very easy. Because the ideas comes from you. I have no monopoly of thinking simply because I'm the CEO of this organization. Neither the chairman or the board of directors. We get ideas from you. And in most cases, we implement what you propose. Even these branches are demand-driven. Not that we as the board, we want to do that, but because we need to look at the satisfaction of our members as we maintain the growth, is that we apply ideas that are from you. Today we are talking about shares drive. I can tell you the thousands of members who have knocked my door asking for me to open these shares. But that time was not ripe. That was not the right time, because you are giving me money and I don't know how to utilize that money to be able to give you better returns. Even as we are seated here, we are also asking ourselves, is this the right method of mobilizing money for the Sacco? We are saying, for me to create loyalty with you members, other than rushing to the bank to borrow because you have given me a borrowing power of 1 billion, I say, why don't I satisfy my members by giving this return to them? I mobilize money from them, and this return, instead of going to commercial banks where I have borrowed this money, I come to the members and I return to them. When we first talked about the shares, number one, it was a requirement by the government that we must maintain a certain standard of the share capital and the core capital. It still stands. But today, we are not moving to that direction because we don't want to come and tell you guys that it is the government that is now telling us to raise the share capital. It is due to the growth and to support the various projects that we are mentioning here. That is why we are coming back to the members. But today, if you did not give me this money, and you have already given me the borrowing powers, I have an option of going to that other direction. What happens in the business is that you must first address the issue of sustainability. And when we talked about the transformation in this same ground, we talked about sustainability, and during our transformation agenda, one of the things that we addressed was sustainability. So that this, at no given time, will this Sacco be shaken. When you see now us coming back to you to ask for this, is because the Sacco has grown. The Sacco is reaching different standards from where we were 20 years ago, and we need to support these projects. Now to narrow down, maybe with your permission, Chairman, last year we told you that we were doing the wide area networking. And we have erected so many boosters within your regions to support our network, which we relied with Safaricom. Thank you for where they have reached us. But going forward, every other time, our lines are down. You go to the banking hall, 15-20 minutes, you cannot be served. My staff opens the computer, he can go and take a cup of tea before the computer opens. Do I blame that staff? We are saying no. So we put a lot of boosters. That was money consumed. Is that booster generating any money? I tell you no, but it is improving on the service. So the money that I have spent on that booster is what I'm asking for long-term in capital investment, so that even as I apply that booster, I don't affect the operations of the company. So as we release what we are calling the prospectus, we shall analyze all these things. The other day we talked about agency banking. And we kept on telling you that this is the way to go because we need to reach you where you are. You have heard about Wero. Even as the member talks about Wero, member spending 200 shillings, he'll only now spend the 200 shillings when he is reaching the bank for a loan application or something very serious. But for deposits and withdrawals, he can reach those services there. Again, there was money spent. Going forward, we are also doing the core banking system. Again, core banking system will come to support the business. is not generating any money. But we avoid a situation where you are coming for a service, you want to get a loan, and you cannot be able to get this loan. That is why you see that we keep on balancing. For the various products that we are talking about, as an institution, we keep on looking what is happening in the market. Remember, we are not working on a virgin economy. We have so many players in this market, so many financial institutions, so there is competition. How do I remain relevant in this competition? It's only the time that I'm liquid and I can be able to support the new things that are coming in the market that we can be able to proceed. But above all those, the bottom line is, are we stable enough to continue with that growth? And we are telling you yes, because 10 years ago the same question was asked. Remember, even when we were opening the common board, we had the same fear. But I tell you that you have good leaders that we normally burn midnight oil to ensure that this society remains stable. So when you see us coming to you, especially on the issue of shares mobilization, is because we have seen the need. The other question that you should be also asking me, CEO and the directors, how sure you are going to sustain this dividend of 20%? Those years, again, we had the doubting Thomases, and some of you said the society was having problems, that is why they were raising shares. Only to realize later that you are given a golden opportunity for you to invest, so that as you milk your cow, you continue with your business, there is also something else that will come to complement what other side hustles you are doing. So please, let us think about this issue of shares. And I told you that we don't know what our Sacco will be tomorrow. We don't know how much this share will cost. Those of us who accepted maybe to support some of these financial institutions, I don't want now to mention them by their names, and you bought those shares even before they were floated, you can see what is happening today. People have become millionaires out of these shares. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. I don't think I need any further explanation. Yes, Muita, I'll give to 2-3 people only. Yes, I can see you. I can see Geshinga there, I can see him. And add him. Only 3.
Chairman.
Raudri bwana nani?
Chairman, ni
Yes, sir.
request mimi nataka kutoa.
Fanya haraka.
Wakati tuliuziwa hii shares, it was 2016. Na ningeuliza kwa maana mnauza mara ya pili. You set aside a certain amount of shares so that you can give bonus shares.
That goes with the calculations. That goes with the calculations. When you have made profits. Mukira kwanza, alafu wewe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Firstly is to appreciate this move of the shares drive.
In summary, Mukira?
Yes, because some of us who purchased the shares in 2015 have seen the benefits. And now, very soon, we shall, or may say, it is money working for us. Wherever, and it is a moment you are doing things out there. I have 2 questions, Mr. Chairman. One, what is the minimum share that one can purchase? Second question is, one of the options of purchasing these shares is through cash. We know there are some people who have real money, and we have a fear that there be a monopoly of our Sacco, whereby a member may come along with 400 million to purchase these shares. I think we should have a ceiling, whereby one is told you cannot purchase more than this, or rather a percentage of the share that we are selling.
Do you remember number, Sasa?
Mukira Christopher, member number 4380.
We are addressing those fears. There is no way we are going to give these shares just a few that benefit. The way we did that last time, that is exactly what is going to have. I expect that the minimum will be 10,000. 10,000, yes. And then from there, pro rata will takes its role. The normal way, when we have IPO, that is the way we are going to go. Who are you?
Mkiga Johnson Henry 4811. Mimi nataka kuunga hiyo selling chairs mkono, na ningetaka nielimishe the other members. Ukitaka kujua hali ya chairs huwa zinauzwa daily if you go to some bank. Na chairs ukitaka pesa za haraka, kama uko na project fulani, you'll only take 3 days. Kienda huku na uze zako kama uko na sabanks na nini. Kwa hivyo chairs ni kitu ya maana, hakuna mtu ambaye atajua taabu zako.
Okay, wameelewa. Kuna mtu mwenye bru.
Nanipatie kazi ya kuelekeza hapa.
Maski ya white huko nyuma, unachukua mkono alafu unajificha. Unajua mtu anaonekana macho. Sasa wewe umefunga macho mpaka na kofia. Endelea kusema majina.
James N. Jao. While I remain very much supportive to the
member number.
The Sacco,
member
1575. I greatly appreciate the announcement that of selling the shares. But I have been wondering a bit for quite some time, because these shares, as we bought them, they never changed the face value. Despite the dividends, at least this money that we gave the Sacco as we bought the shares needed to grow in value. Why? Don't they change the value? This one, I ask this question to go to the bank, to the management, and tell us why it never changes the value.
Okay, that is the question. Thank you. We are discussing as if we have agreed. Instead of going the normal way, people were carried, even me, that even adoption I had not asked for. Can we now know whether you want us to sell the shares, so that I have a proposer and a seconder, so that I know that I'm not just beating about the bush. Nataka wanyuma sasa unajua akienda nyumbani wanasema alikuwa amelipa hao wako mbele. Nyinyi mko nyuma sijalipa. Na si mogo. Red in white. Mkono umechukua. Haya, wewe. Kuja hapa mbele. Unajua inasemekana mogo, unajua alikuwa amepatia mogo pesa nyingi sana. Ndio alikuwa na support him or her.
I support member 5857.
Haya, you have the proposer. Haya. Hapana, yule hapo nyuma. Pengine nimepea yeye kitu. Hapo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Kimani Simon, member number 6723. I propose.
And you second, already second. So that is about the shares. We are going to do all that is needed: education, prospectus. You have heard, and you are reaching me. I'm not saying that I'm going to reach teachers. I'm reaching everybody. My daughter, who is not a teacher, last year and just slightly above 500,000. So if I don't go and tell her, then she will bring me. So I'm going for everybody, and everybody else here. I'll make sure that they move, and this is why we have this time. So wewe ukiwa na pesa yako usikojea kule mwisho, wacha ikae huko, hakuna mchwa ya kumanga hiyo pesa. Recognizing the reports that are coming through the link. Unajua mambo imeendelea. Bwana see you.
Yeah, we want this to go to record because it's also considered that those people following through the online, they are also participating in this meeting. There is a Mr. Gakubu. Mr. Gakubu wants to know, kindly tell the members on how much the proposed development will cost and how much it is expected to fetch after selling. I think he is referring on the issue of the house. And then his other question, is the leadership engaging contractors? That is on the construction of the low-cost affordable housing. And we are saying for the engaging of the contractors, Sacco is not a developer. And once you identify your house, is that now we will connect you to the person who will do the development. And we will give them a guarantee. They construct the house to finish, and then we shall release that money after you receive your key. On the side of the proposed development, how much it will cost, as the chairman said, is that we wanted for you first to approve before we can engage fully on how much this project will house. Because you realize that doing a house in Olkalau may be cheaper than doing it maybe at Magumu. It could also be the other way, maybe doing a house at Engineer could be cheaper than the way you do it in Magumu, depending on how you source the materials. Then the other one is that we have, how do we purchase the shares who are in diaspora? How do we purchase the shares who are in the diaspora? The answer to this question is that we shall engage the diaspora members through our emails, and once we prepare the prospectus, we shall also be able to send it to them. When do the purchase of shares begin? That is one question that we have also not asked, but it is also in the report that the purchase of shares, now that you have passed, starts today. And we want to make a clarification. Once you start purchasing the shares today, because of the logistics and how we are going to allocate these shares, the final list of those who have been allocated shares will be coming sometimes in February. Remember, there are a lot of logistics to be done. The shares can be oversubscribed, and we don't want to lose anybody because we are only floating shares worth 500 million, and there could be oversubscription of those shares. So if there is a oversubscription, we shall allocate the shares on prorated basis. So again, they will come. So the question that may be arise, if you purchase your shares today, then you should know that they only qualify for 2021 dividends, because I have also not utilized your money. So don't bring your money today and say that you want the dividends by the close of the year. It will qualify for next year. But it is important you start forming the queue now. You start forming the queue now, purchase your shares through the various methods. If you are applying for a loan, please make sure that your application comes very fast and very soon. I think those are there is also accommodation here. The live stream really helped. I am streaming live and I have had kuna shares. Also to comment, I can say we are growing well and diversifying. The initial teachers claimed that we are overgrowing is not true. As a digital guy, I will say we are growing on well and we have a lot to do. Good work, sir, and see you soon. Thank you.
Okay, you have heard that now, not only in this meeting, they are talking from where? There? That is the growth we have.
Chairman, there is one more that should go into records. This is from Peter Kariuki. He is on webinar. We need a Sacco in Gong Township.
You can hear now the demands, okay? Because we have reached there. So, now that we are through with that, about the shares, the next agenda is on reading and confirmation of the previous minutes. And now, time now is 12:14. So let us be very fast. Yes?
Instead of reading the minutes because of time, instead of reading the minutes because of time, why don't we adopt the minutes as we are, and then we go page by page, asking questions?
And since you had them from the morning, you know where you want to ask the question, isn't it?
Yes.
Who you propose?
I propose.
Who seconds? Do you have a seconder to his proposal? Yes? Now, we are not seeing you, we are not hearing you. Now I'm on page 16. In fact, we are expected to have read even before, so that you set yourself. 17. 17? Yes?
I refer you to item number 19. Somebody referred as the brand manager, Amara region. We have this title in our Sacco of a brand manager, Mr. Chairman. A brand manager. Brand ambassador, sorry. Brand ambassador.
Brand ambassador.
From our region. We have such titles in our Sacco, and we have never had this for the many years you have been attending your meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Brand ambassadors are people like you who have a lot of interest of the Sacco. So we keep on identifying. I don't know why I have not identified you to be brand ambassador. So they are there. And especially if you look at a place like Maran, we tend to rely so much on a few individuals there. These are the people we are calling brand ambassadors. And you, Mogo, you should also be brand ambassador. Engineer region, contact the chairman. Page 18. Page 18. I have told you should contact the chairman and ask him, and then he will make you one because the way you participate. Wewe ngojea mambo ya question sasa. Nimejibu hiyo yako. You also want to become a brand ambassador?
No. Oh. Mr. Chairman, I don't wish to be a brand ambassador.
Then you don't have this Sacco.
No, I'm referring to page 18, where we have the qualification for one to be a Tower Sacco agency. And there is this issue of PS machine. What is PS machine? I have noted, secondly, how much does one pay, or what are the charges for operating an agency? Because once I went to...
Bonasio will answer very quickly because he has understood.
I'm waiting about time, Mr. Chairman. Once I went to Lurie, there was an agency there, it was closed. Is it the charges which make one not operate the agency, or what is happening?
It is lack of seriousness. We are getting those ones like the one we are talking about,
they are not
and we are giving them to your sons and daughters to do on their behalf.
They are not serious.
Yes. Those people are not serious.
Is POS machine, point of sale machine. Si hata tukienda kwa supermarket unaonaga hiyo machine unasafiwa nayo. That's a point of sale machine. So the agency, because you have been given that machine to do business with, we are calling it a point of sale.
Page 19. Not unless you are in page 19, Mwanamogo. The protocol should be observed and time is gone. Mwanamogo. Haraka sana kwa microphone.
Yes.
Don't explain, just ask the question.
No, I want to ask this question because it was me who asked the question last year, so I want to answer this year. That's why I'm asking.
Ask.
That is on paragraph 4. I asked that question. I'm member number 203 there. As you can see on paragraph 4, was the core banking installation process done, and how much did it cost?
Your question on the same banking installation, that is where we are right now. That is what we are doing today when I see you. Now you are in Nakuru, yeah? For the training. Can you tell him very fast?
Although I didn't seem to have gotten the question well, did you ask about the cost?
I asked whether it has been completed.
Oh, completed. Thank you. Yes, we had anticipated that the project would take between 8 months and 1 year. Unfortunately, again, due to the pandemic, the project has also delayed. But it is at an advanced stage. We are doing what we call user acceptance training. That is what we are doing currently. My team is in Nakuru for the last 2 years, and they have to go for another one. Sorry, for the last 2 weeks, and they will be completing the process around that of November. What has happened is that the engineers that we are working with are from India. And you remember India again, early in the year before the COVID came, there was a lot of rain that again interfered with their communication networks. So that one has delayed the project. But going forward, and our projection is that around January, we should have the core banking system up and running. That is the position we can give.
Page 19. Mogo again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to ask 3 questions on the paragraph minute, speaking on meeting 6/2019. It is me who had asked this question last year. These are my membership number. On the first one about Narok, was the same opened?
It was.
My second question is this one now, Mr. Chairman. My article appeared, I thank the board for that. My article appeared in this year's edition of the Sacco magazine, and I appreciate that, Mr. Chairman. And I request you, Mr. Chairman, to read my article there. My last question, Mr. Chairman, is whether the subsidiary company is operating, Mr. Chairman.
I did not get the last one because I was thinking about
Is the subsidiary company
the one we
operating?
have.
Yes.
That was meant for the building and so on. Wanna see you? Can you answer that one for me?
Mr. Bugo, your article cannot go to press until the chairman has read it and approved. So he has read it. You can be assured of that. On the issue of the subsidiary company, we registered, but we have not operationalized it. So whatever we are doing within the context of the Sacco until we reach that time that we feel that we need that subsidiary to operate those other subsidiary activities within the Sacco. Thank you.
On page 21. Yes? General comment. Very fast, eh?
Mr. Chairman, kindly I wish to thank you for the way you have handled the meeting. But I would have wished, because our vice chairman is held up somewhere else, you could have appointed an interim vice chair. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, it is the usual normal. Mr. Chairman, you told us our vice chair, who is my area rep, is held up somewhere. Up to now, we are concluding the meeting. He has not arrived. Kindly, although it is a bit personal, I wish you will clarify later.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think he has rang me, and yesterday we were together and he was not feeling well. So he was supposed first to attend practitioner there, Daktari Huko, and he is not through with him. That is why we are not with him now. We still expected to be with us, but now Daktari utamwambia niachilie nie angali ananipigia. Yes. Amenipigia akaniambia bado wako kwa daktari. Endelea, ulikuwa umeongea. Endelea.
I would want to congratulate the Sacco staff for what they have done when it comes to dividends. You have done it perfectly without bias, but when it comes to depositing the dividends in the account, you withdraw some commission from what the members are supposed to get. So I've been asking that question, how comes? Because this is somehow what I've been saving, you are putting in a business, and what I'm supposed to get in return, you are still deducting it.
The commission.
I want you to...
The commission.
Yeah.
In fact, you read it in the budget. It is over there. The 500 shillings for operations and so on, for everybody. So that is only what we do. We don't do anything else.
And another one is this. Most of us here have experienced what happens when somebody defaults a loan. But this year I experienced something very fun. Because we guaranteed somebody around 6 people. But at first, when we were given notice that our shares will be deducted to refund the loan that was defaulted, first 2 were withheld. Me and my fellow sister who is here, I don't know whether she has slept here.
Make sure.
Then afterwards, let me just finish, Mr. Chairman. Afterwards, when we went and complained, and that one I have to congratulate the branch manager of Olkalau, Sacco, for what she did. The other 4 members were uncovered, and we joined together to pay the loan. So it should be, when you have given the notice was even not exhausted. For 7 days, they have gone ahead and they have taken everything in the account for 2 people. The other 4 members were lying, just laughing. They were not touched.
When such a situation occurs, but remember, that time, write directly to the chairman. Yes, right. Just write to the chairman.
Give out the address and the phone number.
Always it is through the CEO's office.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the chairman. So that they first solve the problems before they reach the chairman. It seems that we are through with the agenda. We have had the matters rising. We have no AOB. Now, Mbwana Secretary, the next direction from there. We are through whatever we wanted. We go to the there is no AOB. So, we are going now to give an honor to the chief guest, so that also she gives a word, and then we close the meeting exactly at 12:30. I can't be taken to jail because of stealing an hour.
Our chairman, the board of directors, our Sacco, our CEO, members of staff, members of Sacco, and my colleague, good afternoon. Hamjambo. Probably before I say just a very few words, I wish to introduce one of our staff members who accompanied me to this meeting.
Good afternoon, members. Okay, I'm Mother Wanjiro Nyoro, Cooperative Officer, Olkalau Sub-County. Karibuni.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman and members, I wish just to talk about 4 issues only. Then I feel that will take me about 4 or 5 minutes. One, I want to appreciate the fact that despite the pandemic, our Sacco is still on course. We've been affected. I can't say we have not been affected. But when you look at the overall picture, our Sacco is still on course. I congratulate the members, our CEO and the board for being able to go through this pandemic. I know it is not yet over, but we shall win this war. Number 2, the issue I want to talk about is on the mortgage financing on affordable housing. Mr. Chairman and your board, I'm kindly requesting that when we start this particular scheme, let's give our members priority. We know how we started with the Tower Sacco. We know what it has taken for us to grow. The opportunity has come for people to be able to invest in affordable housing. I'm encouraging you members, and especially the young employees, the young members, people who are below 40, kindly take this opportunity. You shall never regret. It's worth the saving. Number 3 issue, Mr. Chairman, some members talked about the gender issue, especially in the board. Members, this has been a very, very tricky situation from our department, and actually it affects the whole country. We've not been able to be given a very proper guidance on how to go about it. As you all know, all the positions of the board members are elective. We do not have any affirmative action on this particular area. But we are hoping and praying that once His Excellency the President and the Parliament is able to sort it at the Parliament level, it shall also cascade to us. We shall also be able to do it one way or another. And this should not only be on the board. There's employment issue, even in the county where we work, even in Sacco where you work, and many other positions. We pray that this issue is solved once and for all. Number 4 issue, Mr. Chairman, is on the share drive. I'm particularly very happy and very impressed about this issue. So many people, so many members have been asking us about the share drive in Tower Sacco. For those who bought these shares, I bought a few in 2016. I've never regretted. One, because I'm assured of the rate of dividend I'm getting every year. Unlike other shares that I bought, like Safaricom and others, where despite buying them quite high up to today, the rate I get is very, very minimal. And I'm not even assured of the rate that I'm going to get every year. So I'm encouraging each member, when your chairman and the board is able to tell us the minimum, kindly go even for that minimum. One day it's going to help you. I like the way one member said, if I want to sell my shares, I only come to our Sacco, in 3, 4, 5 days, I'm able to dispose my shares if I need the money. It was one of the best way to keep our savings. Finally, I would want to advise the members. When you are given that chance to come and schedule your roles because of the pandemic, I realized that even some of us who are on the payroll still went ahead to Tower Sacco to schedule their own. It is okay, but you must remember the scheduling of loan does not stop you from the obligation. You shall still pay the loan. For those who have continued to pay their loans, I say big thank you. If you scheduled your own, I'm encouraging you to go on and pay your own so that when we are declaring dividends next year, we may not be affected in a much bigger way. Finally, members and our board and the staff, I wish to end with these words. Let's continue saving as much as possible. We are not going to make any development in your life unless you save. Let's not consume all our income. If you take a loan, kindly pay your loan so that other members do not suffer. May God bless each member of Tower Sacco. May He bless your families. May He increase your savings. May He broaden your territories. Thank you very much.
Okay, before we say the last prayer, we have heard from our guest of honor. Let us honor those words. Let us know that you as members, you have given us duty to sell your money. And that is why we give returns at the end of the year. Because you do come to the meeting, be the first to have your money here being sold. We are in existence in the last 45 years, and you know whether we are going down or we are going up. My appeal is, you have the best knowledge. Can you apply it to grow yourself as we grow those in diaspora? You have heard them even asking questions in this meeting. So, thank you for the attendance. Thank you for participation. God willing, we meet again, perhaps in AGM. And then, I'm so optimistic that I'm not going below whatever I had last year. Tutafanya kazi vilivyo na wazee na staff tuone. I'm not telling you now because there was pandemic. That is why I'm giving you at 12%. Okay? We have voted to do the best, to sacrifice ourselves to make sure that we are not going backwards. If possible, go forwards. Otherwise, thank you. Who reads us in a word of prayer? Mmoja wenu kutoka pande hiyo tuongoze kwa maombi. Leo siku napanga ni yule. Nataka yule amejitokeza. Majina alafu ili tuandike.
Simon Wajohi 8333.
Thank you, Simon.
Let us start for our word of prayer. Let us pray. Thank you, Lord, for being with us from the start of this meeting. Thank you for the wisdom that we have discussed. God help our Sacco to move to higher heights. God be with us as we disperse to home. God protect us. God be with us. We pray that God, you may continue to adore this Sacco to higher heights. We pray this shortly briefing and tasking in Jesus' name.
I meet you again, God willing. Thank you.
Asante sana. Kwa majina anaitwa Gabriel Jehia Waweru, the Chief Executive Officer of Tower Sacco Society Limited. Today we are very happy and excited that for one we have been able to overcome the hindrances that have been brought about by this pandemic, that we have held a very successful special general meeting, and the main agenda today was to approve the financial estimates for the year 2021, and also seeking to approve the sale of shares by our members. And the two agendas have failed through very well, and we thank God for that. During this pandemic, just like any other financial institution, we have had our own challenges, more especially on the savings by the members. It has been seriously affected. The uptake of loans by the members again has also been seriously affected. However, due to the past good performance, we have observed that there is still the natural growth, and the chairman was able to present the half-year results, and the growth has been good, and we are growing at the rate of 36% as compared to last year, a period like this. One of the things that we have been able to do to assist our members during this pandemic is that we have tried to restructure their loans, especially those coming from the micro and small medium entrepreneurs. We have worked with them the journey, and we have been able to restructure their loans. We have also put strategies in place, especially where we are encouraging our members to pay their loans on daily basis. And through our alternative channels, where we have the mobile banking, we also have the Sacco agencies distributed across all our market centers. And currently we have over 200 outlets of the Sacco agency, where we have issued POS to our members. And out of these strategies is that we have been able to manage the credit by encouraging our members to save and also to repay their loans on daily basis. We even have some of our staff going from one business to the other, trying to collect their daily savings and their loan repayments on a daily basis. Going forward, we have assured our members that we have put all the relevant measures to ensure that our performance is not affected, and the chairman was even at it, promising the members that again, come the close of the financial year, we don't foresee our dividend rates being affected. One of the measures that we have put in place is that we have developed short-term products that will be able to assist our members. One thing I would want to say is that we also want to thank the government that in the sense that Tower Sacco has a mixed business, in the sense that we have the civil servants, we have the farmers, we have the business community, we have the various institutions like the churches, the schools. And what we have done is that even for those businesses that have not been performing well, we as the Sacco, we are injecting some small funds to support these businesses to come back to life so that they continue servicing their loans, and out of that we can also generate some income. Yes, that one we are confident that it is going to happen. More especially that the economy is also coming back slowly. We have seen quite a lot of changes, and out of that, due to the loyalty and support that we have received from these members, and also the fact that we have walked with them the journey, is that we can see us retaining the 2-digit value going forward. And that is why we were first to confirm to our members that we don't see our performance being affected so much by this pandemic.
For the last 5 years,
I think this is all about good governance, and the board of directors and the management remaining focused. it caused that you don't run your business the same way that you have been doing in the past. You need to come up with new ideas. You need to come up with new strategies. And for us to have maintained this trend for the last 5 years, I will tell you that every year we come up with new strategies to change on the way that we have been doing our business. The other thing is that we have been doing a lot of research and consultancy on the way we run our business. Yes, the department is there. In the year 2018, we entered into a very major project where we had the transformation agenda. And in this transformation agenda, one was to check on the growth and the sustainability of this growth. We were also checking on the HR resource, human resource, the department. We were also checking on the ICT. And remember that with the current environment, without a proper and robust ICT system and bringing on board the alternative channels, it will be very difficult for you to carry on with the business. The other point is on marketing. We have invested a lot of resources in marketing so that we create a very strong brand for Tower Sacco. I repeat this without a blink of my eye and without fear of contradiction, that we have taken the right measures, and ours is a controlled growth. And one of the key areas that we have always addressed is on sustainability. When you see us move to those directions, it's not that Tower Sacco want to move there, but it is members driven that they are asking for these services. And before we move to that region, remember we have a very good setup of how we establish these branches. One is that you will start as a marketing office. Number two, you'll move to a satellite. And now number three, you can now bring it to a fully-fledged branches. Exactly. That is what we are doing. In fact, we have been carrying out our marketing research and visiting the members there. Yes, feasibility studies, they are ongoing, not yet completed. We are trying to identify the infrastructures, like we have already identified the house. Now we have moved to the next phase of carrying out the feasibility study. But from where I'm seated, I can already tell you that we have over 500 members who are already our members in Nanyuki, both in the business community and also the civil servants and the business and the companies that are operating within the environments of Nanyuki. The share capital, this is the foundation of any given institution. And without a firm and a good foundation, you may not be able to grow your business. Remember, we have 3 types of capital in the SACCOs. One is the savings, where these members will save and then tomorrow they can come and withdraw this money. Number 2, there is what we call non-withdrawable deposits. This works as our working capital for the institution, because this is the amount that I will use 3 times multiplier, 5 times multiplier, 4 times multiplier to enable to give my members loans. And then the third one, which is long-term in nature, is the share capital. And when you see us now going for this share capital, it means a lot. Why do you raise shares for an institution? One is to support your expansion program. And one of the expansion programs that we have talked about is the establishment of branches. Number 2, we have talked of having a robust ICT system to support the business, because all of us understand that ICT is an enabler in the business. There is nothing that is being generated. The other point is on supporting the various products that we are developing for the organization. Like of recent, we have developed a product called VUCA. This is a loan that we normally give to those people who are newly employed by the government. And these people want to join the Sacco, but you see, especially with our youth, when they hear of savings, they don't want to that, because with all due respect, is that they want to start life in the negative. Everything that that they own is borrowed funds. But we are encouraging them, okay, come, join a Sacco, because our model is good. As we give you that loan, we shall also be encouraging you to save. So you'll find this share capital, other than utilizing the members' working capital to do these expansions, I'll be supported by this long-term capital to do the expansions. That means my operations will not be affected.
And you don't want to borrow any loan?
We don't want to borrow any loan. In fact, to the contrary, is that other than borrowing, why don't I mobilize these funds from my members and they benefit from what I would have paid as interest to those commercial banks, and I pay them in a form of dividends. I will tell you that the future is bright. The future is bright. Currently, what we are trying to do is that our strategic plan is coming to an end next year, and we have already laid down the light mechanisms to start again doing a strategic plan to take the society to the next level of 5 years. So I can tell you and I can assure you that the future of Tower Sacco is bright. The past has been good, and this has given us a lot of hope and strength to approach the future.
Okay, thank you. My name, I call myself Getudu John, and the chairman to Sacco. On side of membership, by now we are at 125,000, and it has become possible because of opening the common boards. We have people of all walks of life in the organization, starting with Mama Boga, Piki people, farmers, civil servants, teachers, and the business community. The society has been in existence for the last 45 years. All this is possible because of the confidence all these members have on us. For a long time, we have given back to the members in form of education. We have given dividends and rebates since 1980. So our members have a lot of confidence with us. And to add on that, the organization is willing to give more education, especially to the youth, so that they would understand the purpose of saving culture. We have to bring them to that point, because if you have to grow, you have to take saving culture as part of your life. And with education, we are able to do it, because even many of the people we are having now today are the youthful people who are trying to do best unto themselves, to grow themselves economically as well as socially. Up to where we are, in governance, we have proved, because, for example, I have been in leadership for the last 26 years, and they can't vote me in and out, in for this time without having the confidence. And every other new member who is coming in, we are trying to put the right morals, the right attitude, that we have a following from our forefathers who started reading. They showed us the right way, and we have followed that way. And this is why we have a growing Sacco from 10 members to 125. And if it were not for the pandemic, we expected to be at 200,000, and we are going to try by end of 2021. We also want to grow the base, the capital base, to over 20 billion.
What's your current sources?
Currently, it is about 13.5 billion.
And plans to ensure that you already get that additional 7 or so billion?
The greatest is the education to our members, and trying to bring the will of the saving culture, and then borrowing, and then utilizing that money to the best they can. I think the relation has been very good between the management and the administration. We work together. We listen to one another. We advise one another. The issue here is not you and us. It is, are we working for the members?
So you talk to each other, not to articulate.
We talk with one another, not to one another. That is it. Yes. Thank you. John Gitundu na the chairperson wa tawa Sacco. Tukoretwo kuo miaka 45 na society itu muthi ina andu ta 125 andu aria maumite kila mahari, andu akwandikwo ni thirikari, arimi, andu a biashara, andu a nduthi, ithuothe twikuo tukinyitanira gwikuria kimuturire gitu. Society ni kurite umuthi tugakinya ta billion 13.5 kuma aria mambiriirie society at 20,000 tukurite kinya hau. Ni tuiguithanagia na aruti a wira, ni turutaga twi hamwe, ni tuthomithagia our members, na ni turenda mathio na mbere na gwika savings. Undu ucio wa kuiga muthithu ni wa bata, magakomba, magatumira mbeca cio wega gwikiria thiini wa muturire. Ni tuhotete guthomithia ciana through the Sacco. Ni tuhotete miako through the Sacco. Riu ni turi na uhoro wa affordable housing kuringana na thirikari irenda, na no turathie na mbere na kuhe andu mbeca tutari na uhoro ucio wa interest iguru muno, niguo andu othe mahote gwika. Na no encourage the young people magerie gutu join na magerie gwikuria, guthondeka micii yao, kwigora ng'ombe ciao, na kuiga tubiacara tuu tunini. Ni turahota kumahe na ihinda iraihu mbeca, mundu kwenda gukura agakura, na no twende kuonaga ukuru wao thiini wa kimuturire. Ni tukoretwo twina challenges icio cia gukorwo maruni matekurihwo, tondu ngirora ta andu a mikawa, andu a transport ni marakoretwo mahinyiririkite muno riria mawira matararutagwo. No ni twaiguithanirie nao twambe turugamie maruni mao ihinda inini tutekuma charge kinya kwagirire, na ni turona riu ni macokeire kwambiriria kuriha maruni mao. Uguo ni twamuheire ihinda riu ria kuhuruka hanini o magithumbukaga, na ni thengio tondu ni monanitie interest ya wendo wa society, tondu ni mambiririe kuriha maruni muno no uria tutangire expectire makorwo makiriha, na makariha narua, na makariha na wendo. Uguo tungimera memenyerere uhoro wa murimu uyu, mabuate maundu maria turerwo ni thirikari, niguo tukorwo twina mahinda maingi ona mathomithia aria angi. Acio ni youth ndrera, ona andu acio akuru, na no wega society yakura no turona undu ucio akahota kumahe tumawira makaruta magekuria.